Thanks for making.
Yeah, I don't got K, whatever you need.
Thanks for making.
Yeah, I don't got K, whatever you need.
That's the excitement. I was like, what mic? Real New York. Real New York. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hey family. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, so I promised I wasn't going to cry, so I'm not going to cry. But listen, y'all, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, y'all. Welcome to the O Show Live. Okay? And listen, I could not be more excited, y'all. The theme for this show is Women's Incorporated. It is highlighting all of the amazing women. To all the ladies in the place with style and grace. I'm from Brooklyn. I had to do it like that. Hey, y'all with me? To all the ladies in the place with style and grace. Come on. It's the energy for me. It's the energy. So listen, y'all, I just want to say thank y'all so much for pulling up and for being here. Y'all are definitely in for a treat. Shout out to the online audience because we're going way, way up. And so thank y'all so much for being here. I cannot take it light. Okay, so look, y'all. The O Show has this tradition. Do y'all know what the tradition is? Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all what the transition is. The tradition is. The tradition is we do this thing where we do giveaways, and so we do a Millie Rock, we do a freestyle, and that's where I invite my amazing familia to come up, and you know what I'm saying, show us what they got. So somebody said, "Oh Lord," I heard it. It was deep in somebody's shondo too, like, "Oh, Havia, don't call me," and I know all y'all in here too, so it's like, "Oh, Havia, don't start." But listen, y'all, I am very excited, so I will need an amazing familia to go ahead and shoot their shot. Okay? So listen, we're about to get into giveaways. Give it up. Yes, sir. Okay, so I need a volunteer because this is one of my favorite things to do because we're all family and y'all already know what time it is. So I need a volunteer because I need the sturdiest Millie Rock. So come on up if you know you got it. I hear somebody saying, "Oh my God, no, please don't, Havy, don't call me." And I know all y'all in here, and they put the house lights up. It's over for y'all. Okay, Lanier! Y'all give it up for my good sis, Lanier. So let me just brag about Lanier real quick. My good sis, whom I love with all my heart, she does all things, have Hurdles and Heels, nonprofit that services beautiful women. So perfect for this. So Lanier, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
No, look, but look at me looking at you. I love you so much, sis. So we got this tradition, you already know what time it is, where it's like, just give your sturdiest Millie Rock. Okay? And you know, y'all see she's a fabulous mama. I mean, what's up? All right, so you know it goes real slick. So it's okay, hurt. So it's swipe, swipe, and then bam. One more time. Ready? Somebody said, "Ooh, it's the swipe." Ready? So it's you want to start with right or left? Swipe, swipe, done, then swipe, swipe, done, then swipe, swipe, then swipe, swipe. Dun 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 Lanier dun 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 Lanier swipe with it, Lanier swipe with it, then I swipe, the swipe, swipe with it.
Only because I love you.
Heard.
Because I love you.
Heard, I love you very much. Everybody give it up for my sis Lanier. Thank you, sis. Y'all, it's the swipe for me. Okay, we got one more. We got one more, and this one is my favorite, and I'm gonna call somebody out. He's gonna be fine. So now this is what I love to do because I love words. How many of y'all love words, freestyle and rap and all the things? That's my jam. If you don't know, that's my wheelhouse. I love to do. So I'm gonna call Dom up. Y'all give it up for my brother Dom. Come on, Dom. Come on, Dom. Dom, what up, Dom?
You gonna make me do this?
I love you. Oh, I feel amazing. How you feel?
Amazing.
Period. So Dom, this is the part of the show that I love. You know how we do our freestyles?
I never touched music in my life.
He never touched music in his life. He's a whole artist. So Dom, I just want you to do a freestyle to the word amazing.
Oh, man. Amazing. Got to lead with amazing?
No. You know how you do. You could just.
Okay. Ooh, got the mic too? She gonna put me on the spot. That's great. Okay. Oh.
Need a beat?
If you want to.
Because I'm real New York with it.
Do it.
No music.
Okay. Look. Billboard on North Tryon,
Uh-huh.
Leading with Love,
Uh-huh.
Style On,
Uh-huh.
Fashion Nova, all day. That's orange. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really have a freestyle. It's kind of bright in here. I'm gonna leave with love.
Okay.
Amazing.
That's on the set. That's on the set. My man said, Fashion Nova, taking over. I love you, Dom. Give it up for my brother, Dom. So, fun fact, Dom actually was the musical act for O Show Live 4 or 5. I lose count because, you know, you lose count when it gets really fun, and I just lost count. So shout out to Dom. He's a phenomenal musical artist, and I don't like calling artists local because the impact that they have is bigger than local. So I love you, Dom. And listen, shout out to all the artists out there. Don't let nobody put no limits on you. You bigger than local, and that's on everything, all right? So look, and I want to take a moment, y'all. Please give it up for our online amazing familia. They in the building on YouTube. I see y'all. So listen, online audience, I got a prize for you too, okay? So Lanier, you get a t-shirt. Dom, you get a t-shirt. Oprah with the t-shirt. So now, Amazing Familia Online, I need your help, okay? So look, do me a favor. You can also be included in the giveaway, all right? So look, here's what I need you to do. Finish the sentence. What's up? All right, well, just everybody won. Everybody won. So yeah, Amazing Familia, if you didn't hear, it's okay. But the first person to respond, we'll make sure that we get your shirt to you. So all you gotta do is finish the sentence, all right? You ready? So it's, what's up? I love y'all so much. That's right, sweet baby, love you. Yes. All right, y'all, so listen, give it up. I'm excited. We're about to start. We got loose with the giveaways. Do me a favor, elbow your neighbors. We're all family here. I mean, I know all y'all. It's so good to see y'all. Y'all look good. Look at how you're looking. Okay, so look, we are definitely in for a treat, y'all. And I couldn't be more excited. Sorry. Had to get that off my chest. Okay, so y'all, I am very, very excited. You are in for a treat again. Y'all, please have a seat. Thank you to my amazing live studio audience. Hey! I love y'all, so appreciative. Okay, so listen, online family, I want to say thank you for tuning in. I never take your views lightly. I never take it lightly when you pull up to me virtually, and y'all are definitely in for a treat, as well as my amazing familia in the building. So y'all, the theme for this show is Women's Incorporated, and the reason why this is important to me is, one, my Nana's birthday is today. Okay, I love you, Nana. And to know Ohavia is to know that my mom is like, that's my shorty, okay? My mom is my everything, and I really love all of the women in my family. I say this a lot, and I stand by this, right? Women play a huge role in everything, in every industry, in every opportunity. With every role that we have, literally, women are impeccable. We are fierce. We are amazing beings. And so thanks, babe. That's my boyfriend, guys. What's up? What's up? So literally, I'm just so grateful because I wanted to dedicate this month to all of the amazing women, not only in my life, but y'all know a few as well. And it's so important that we give them their flowers. So without further ado, we're going to get into this impeccable discussion about what it means to be Women's Incorporated, what it means to make sure that women are included in every space, but also hear from some phenomenal women about how they not only stood up in their fierceness, but also in their authenticity, okay? So y'all, I need your help. Big round of applause. We're going to introduce, first up, we have my beautiful sis, Natalie Stewart. Natalie is the co-owner and also editor of Charlotte Lately magazine. So I just want to brag about her a little bit. She is the co-owner, editor of Charlotte Lately magazine. I was blessed to be in issue number 3 alongside so many awesome, powerful women who are about that life, not only in politics, but also community activism, and art, and all the things. So listen, y'all, do me a favor. Give my sis Natalie a round of applause. And you look how you're looking. You look good, sis. Uh-huh. Next up, we have Davita Galloway. Oh. I love you so much. Hey. It's okay. I'll come back for the hugs. Yeah. So let me brag about Davita. Davita, her brother Dion are really like sister and brother to me. They own Dup and SWAT in Camp North End. Also, Crown Keepers, a nonprofit organization ensuring that all artists have what they need to succeed, and that's on her. And she's also like community activist. Literally, we'll be here all day. Davita is about that life. When she says she's going to pull up for community, she does just that. I love you so much, Davita. Love you. And last but certainly not least, we have Meredith Dean. So clean. She the queen. Meredith Dean. Ooh, hello. Hello. No, I love you. Girl, you fine. What's your number? 704. It's you. Amen. So let me brag about Meredith Dean. Meredith Dean, listen, she just got a promotion. Give it up for my sis. SC Crest Studios. Literally got a promotion. She also has the Dean's List, which connects young professionals to opportunities, internships, and ultimately whole life careers. So these are our panel for today. And I'm so excited to get into the conversation. Ladies, y'all excited? Y'all ready? Hey, okay, so the mics is on the couches, and we better get into it. So, you know, when I was thinking about the theme for this show, I tossed up a lot of ideas because, as we know, there's a lot going on in the world. And I was like, I don't know which one to pick. But I think that it was very fitting for such a time, Women's History Month, to highlight women in their essence and in what they do. And so I titled it Women's Incorporated, right? And, you know, Women's Inc., thinking about a huge conglomerate, a business where women should always be included. And I was like, that's perfect. So let's run with it. So when y'all hear Women's Incorporated, how does that resonate with you? I'm going to start with you, Meredith.
Oh, okay. So I came prepared too.
Hello.
So the thing is that this is Women's History Month. This
Yeah.
is the perfect theme too.
Yeah.
And what really blows my mind is that the U.S. had 12.3 million women-owned businesses. U.S. women-owned businesses generate $1.8 trillion a year, and 40% of U.S. businesses are women-owned. But here's the issue. Roughly 8% of all Fortune 500 companies are women, and only 3 CEOs are on the list of women of color.
Whoa.
So we need to change that, don't we?
Absolutely.
And I think it's our mission, all of us here, we need to get as many women as possible in the Fortune 500.
Listen, sign me up.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Period. So when you hear women's history, when you hear like Women Incorporated, that essence of making sure that we are included and making
in all
sure
spaces.
we're numbered. Absolutely. Heavy on the retweet. I agree, sis. Davita, when you hear Women's Incorporated, how does that resonate with you, especially in your space, like with Dup and SWAT, community activism, all the things?
Yeah, I hear you. They say it don't hold it like a rapper, so let me bring it down. You know, you can't cuff the mic. You know, you gotta bring it down.
Gang.
Okay, right. And also, I'm gonna pause because you talking about giving us flowers. I think we need to give you yours as well. Okay?
Amen.
So listen.
Yes.
Hello. Oh, show. Okay. We're here in the Blumenthal. That's where
God
we
is
at,
faithful.
right? And I know how your story started. We chatted about that, right?
Yeah.
And to see you here, sis, nothing but love. I promise you.
Yeah.
So excited, so happy for you. All of that. I'm like, where we going next? Okay, where we going next?
We want to go. We could go.
Okay.
Or
How about now?
let's go.
Or after the show.
Heard.
And I'm super excited for you. Just know that. Okay?
Thank you, sis.
So I read the definition of incorporated, of course. And so for me, I think Women Incorporated, of course, is talking about business and the legalities, right? Of women owning things. But more than that, to me, it resonates because it's talking about uniting, being together. And the definition is something like, I'm going to paraphrase this. It's something like being a part, bringing yourselves together to be a part of a group or entity that already exists, so you then become an indistinguishable whole. An indistinguishable whole. So to me, that means seeing each other, like feeling each other, caring about each other, pulling up for each other, like we are today, and just being like that oneness, togetherness, unity. I think that's what it means, particularly for me and in my life and how it shows up.
Yeah, I love that. It was the indistinguishable for me,
indistinguishable whole.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like set apart. Being different, called out.
Absolutely.
I love it. Natalie!
Hi.
Listen, for what you do, especially, I think a lot about issue number 3. Super powerful, filled with women who are about that life. We're doing all the things, especially around the time with police brutality, racial injustice. I mean, you literally stepped up. You used your platform to speak against those things. So I'm just a proud sis. I'm giving you your flowers, okay? So I wanted to ask, when you hear Women's Incorporated, how does that resonate with you, especially with the work that you do with Charlotte lately and currently issue number 3?
Yes, both of what you guys said, I agree with all of that. And just to kind of echo it, I think that you hear a lot of women, especially on social media, there's a lot of like hashtag women supporting women and women that want to be that. And I think there's a difference between wanting to be that and actually being that with the women in your life. And I think as women, we've all probably been in phases where, when you're younger, we're there are feelings of jealousy or insecurity, and that coming from a place of scarcity. And I think, to me, incorporated is when, as a woman, you realize, like, we don't have a job to support each other, but if you choose to take that on, I think it is important. And when you realize what it feels like to have women that root for you and that want you to win and that come from that place, like for you could have said anything first, and the first thing you said was complimenting her. And like, that is coming from a place of abundance and wanting good for other women, and realizing that we can do that together, and you don't have to come from this place of insecurity and fear, which is kind of, you grow up and you hear Mean Girls and cattiness. Like, we've all experienced that, and every woman has. And I think to realize that we don't have to be that, and can be better than that, and lift each other up and support each other, is what incorporating means to me.
Davita's like, okay, period. No, I agree. And it's funny. So I went to UNC Charlotte, and at the time there was this woman who worked in the finance department, and I remember I was like, I need extra money. So how we about to run this check? And I remember she was just so mean, and I was like, sis, I just want to finish school. And it was one of those things that I had to learn early, like, this is a thing, and there are reasons why some women choose that way. But like, I just kept being kind to her. I'm like, okay, every time I show up, just gonna be kind. And one day she was like, I'm not used to interactions like this from women. And that was wild to me. Like, I'm in college. I'm like, I don't even know what that dynamic is. Sis, I'm just trying to get this check, okay? This good check. Finish school. So it was so freeing, I think, to see both ways, where it was like, okay, being kind, especially with women, and you brought that up as well, like, it's deemed catty, right? Like, we can't work together, we're catty, or there's no way that women can collaborate on anything. Too many emotions. And so I'm so glad that you brought that up, my good sis. That is good. So I'm gonna bring it around to you, though. Again, I think about a lot of heavyweights in women's history. Like, I mean, me personally, my mama, Oprah Winfrey. I think about a lot of people in politics, Celia Cruz in music, who broke that for like Afro-Latin people. I mean, we'll be here all day. So who is a woman that inspired you, Natalie, and why?
I mean, there's so many women. Obviously, I'll say my mom first, because everything, and being a mom now, the respect and guilt I have for when I was a teenager and what I'm going to experience with my own daughters. But
sorry, mama.
I know. But I mean, you say Oprah Winfrey, I just think of something recently, like when I went to that luncheon 2 years ago. I'm like, where are we in COVID? But 2 years ago, Maya Angelou is also a woman who I've always just respected, and quotes that I kind of have leaned on in different times in my life. But that luncheon, just everything she spoke about was, and specifically, I remember she said, like, when someone shows you, she was like, my friend Maya. And I'm like, I wish I could say my friend Maya. But she always said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And so that's something that's been specifically inspiring to me, and just in how I've navigated relationships and people and life. But I'm going to go with those two. And you inspire me. So that's I have to say that one while I'm up here. But
no, seriously, I love you. And and I think this is another reason why this show was really important to me too, y'all, is because I wanted everybody to see, because I'm connected to so many beautiful women. This is a few of thousands. And I just wanted to see, like, sisterhood come together in diverse industries, and also in what we do, for sure. Davita, Vita V.
Yep.
I think I know the answer to this, because I met your mama, and I love her.
Yeah.
I love her so much. But who is a woman
out there?
Hey, mama.
Yeah. So I can rattle off all kinds of names, right, of women that we all know, right, and aware of. But yeah, I got to give a shout out to first of all, my grandmother, okay?
Yeah.
Lovey Vanilla Heart King was her name.
What was her name?
Lovey Vanilla Heart King, okay? That was her name. And of course, my mother. Oh my gosh, I ain't gonna get emotional.
It's okay. I already cried 1,000 times.
Just because how she shows up.
Yeah.
In the world, seeing a lot growing up as a young child, and just living her life authentically now. And it's beautiful to see. Like, we just did a photo shoot a few weeks ago, and that was her first photo shoot, like her first glammed out, boss.
Yeah. And y'all should have saw her. She was like, is this my face?
Yeah, this is my face.
Mama,
now,
you
granted,
fine.
She gave the makeup artist, she went through, it was a little challenging, let me just say, but, end result, beautiful, of course, right? So definitely how she shows up for community, I definitely get it honest. I got it honestly.
Yeah.
But also my niece, I believe she's also here. Damali Archie, you know how I feel about her, okay? You know how I feel about her. And I love how she shows up in spite of, despite of, whatever labels and challenges people, doctors, etc., place upon her, she always finds a way to come up out of that thing.
Yeah.
And I love that. And Damali, I know you out there, and I love you for that. Okay, it shows your strength, it shows your vulnerability, it shows your humanness, and know that I see you and I love you. Yeah.
All right now. Bring it on to Meredith.
All right, all right. Well, I would definitely say these three women right here, it's so interesting because we've all worked together in certain facets. Natalie and I, we had never met until tonight, but knew each other virtually. And you've been such a trailblazer of Charlotte, but you brought all these women here tonight, and you're getting to see your dream realized. And that is incredible in itself. And I'm very, very inspired by you. Way to go, girl. Talked about it for a while, and here we are. But we're not going to get emotional.
I don't got no lash glue, Meredith.
I'm sorry.
I ain't got no mink lash glue.
So proud. But I would say recently, someone I don't know personally, but Amanda Gorman, the youngest inaugural poet, she brings me to tears. Her words are unbelievable. I've never seen someone just so beautifully articulate in a way that literally just makes you feel. And then someone I know personally, my grandmother Marty. I say WWMD, and you DM'd her, and thank you.
I DM.
She uses Instagram, y'all. I mean, she's
does.
on Instagram.
She
She's liking
DM'd me back.
everything. Grandma.
Yeah.
She's 90 years old.
She did.
This Southern woman from Tennessee has always stood up for what she believes in. And I've just been blown away. She's all about trans rights, LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter, everything. And she's been so vocal about it as this Southern woman from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And that's something I look up to. And she went to the Women's March in her wheelchair. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So y'all, I DM'd the iconic Miss Marty Dean. She DM'd me back. I was like, should I screenshot?
And she's famous on TikTok.
She is.
Look her up on TikTok. Yeah.
She's about
Marty.
that life. Go ahead and DM Marty Dean. Tell her you love her.
Yes.
Hear those show. So it's so cool hearing about women who inspire you all, but also how you walk in that truth. And Davita, I want to bring this to you. I also think about something Natalie brought up about, listen, this is not a competition. We do better together, all these things. And Davita, you live that though. Like, shout out to our homegirl, peculiar hippie, Mariah. She always says, yeah, shout out to Mariah. Mariah says all the time, Davita's the one who gave me my start in hosting. And I think about even opportunities that you've given me, doors you've opened for me. And I'm like, hey, yo, this woman is different, right? So I just want to say, because you live by that, share with us a little bit about what inspires you to pull up other women, especially when they say that we don't, especially when they say it's not doable. How do you do it with Davita finesse?
Yeah, so here's the thing. We were talking about how there's this narrative about women being catty. And unable to collaborate and just get along. I don't know that life.
Yeah.
That's not where I come from. I come from a lineage of dope, powerful, emotional, successful women who do all the things. And I think for me, like I said earlier, I definitely get it and got it honest. My mom, the women around me, they support me and they show me what it looks like. They show me what I need to do. So I think I've just been a part of a really dope, powerful tribe. And it would be a immense disgrace and dishonor to them if I don't show up.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
If I don't show up in how I do, because there's so much power and there's so much honesty in just showing up genuinely, authentically, and so I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way, to be very honest. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't know what that looks like. That's not what I portray or protrude or display. And so I don't get that back. And so all I can do is lift up and hold hands and rise together. That's what we're here for, right? Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I'm heavy on the retweet. I was just retweeting.
Yeah.
Retweeted.
That's just my life.
Yeah. No, and it's a beautiful thing. And the reason why I brought that up, especially about Mariah, because when you hear from other women, like, Davita was the one, or like people name a ton of people. It's just really beautiful to see, like, sisterhood is real. Yeah. And I agree with you. I can't agree with the cattiness per se, because all the women around me is like, do that.
Absolutely.
So it's like, it's easy to do that when you got women telling you to do that.
Absolutely.
But Meredith, you're another one. You also open doors for especially young professionals. I think about with the Dean's List. Also your Dean's Dinner, highlighting all the women that you love and people who you invite to the table with you. So I wanted to ask, it's beautiful to see that, like with the Dean's List, your Dean's Dinner, what inspired you to start that? Like giving other young professionals what they need to pretty much be successful.
So when I moved to Charlotte, I knew absolutely no one. No one. And the best way to get connected to a city is building community. Something you've definitely done. You immediately built community. So how do you do that? I thought, you know what? I'm just going to start putting together women at dinners. I want to have some friends. What I wanted
And
to
food,
do is
food,
also
food,
make sure
food,
and
food.
food. And you share so much with genuine conversation over food. So I thought I'm going to find people on Instagram. This is the power of social media too. Find these women, these trailblazers of Charlotte, put them all together in one room, 10 women, different backgrounds, races, cultures, religions, all of it. Take everyone's phones. So I took everyone's phones, put them in a box.
I remember that because I said, why?
Why? And it's
That's
because
why.
we need to have this authentic connection and get to know each other. And as women, we've all gone through similar things together. Some really good, some really not good. And then how can we authentically support each other? Something that women don't do enough is just say what they need help in. So we're so good at helping other people. We are constantly helpers. But I wanted to go around a room as well and say, you know, this is how you can help me too, each woman, and just how women started showing up for each other in different ways after that dinner. It's truly amazing. So started these Dean's List dinners about 2 years ago, do them once a month, bring together these women, and then just the kind of connections that are formed. I mean, even you and me, and then it turned into a conference with EmpowerCon, the all-encompassing empowerment conference at the Charlotte Convention Center. And then Davita was one of our speakers. She started one of the panels off, and I've just been amazed at how women in Charlotte truly support each other. There's actual collaboration, and that was big for me. Coming from New York City.
It's real. It is real. And seeing also the lasting relationships like with LJ, Jessica Grace Booker. Listen, we'll be here all day. But literally, Sarah, who's in the audience.
It's Sarah who's here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do want to shout out, even my earrings I'm wearing, they're from Shop Jade Sky, local, amazing
Shout out to
business.
Come on,
Marissa, and she's incredible. I mean, she's here in the Queen City, and she used to do Lady Gaga's makeup and design for Britney Spears. She is here in Charlotte. Go support Shop Jade Sky. I mean, super dope, like really cool designs too. And every single day this month, we are highlighting female entrepreneurs. So I think that's something that we can all do. Pretty easy. Just throw up an Instagram story, costs no money.
Literally, support is free. And you bring up a good thing. I'm going to tee up Natalie on this, is using your platform with purpose to speak on things, whether it's women in general. And Natalie, you do that. You about that life. Y'all, let me tell you about Natalie. She about that life. Do you hear me? On social media, she's like, this is not right. Or she would be like, that's great. But I love me some Natalie Stewart for how you use platform with purpose, right? And I've watched you do it. You stay true to who you are. You've offered resources. And I think a lot about issue number 3, right? Around a very sensitive time, racial injustice, all the things. I mean, that was a crazy, on top of the pandemic, it was an insane time. And because I cried about it and I was like, I don't think I could do this anymore. But I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to really dedicate that issue, the whole magazine, that one, to what was happening? Like, what was the, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and you used your platform with purpose?
So that was the first print issue when we took over Charlotte Lately, and I knew, I kind of sat on it. I didn't do anything right away, and I was like, if I do something, it has to be authentic, and that's our mission, is to celebrate authenticity and diversity in Charlotte. So what I knew I wanted to do was something that celebrated women, and then quarantine happened, and at first I was like, well, great, now we can't do this, and then I was like, you know what? No, we're going to do it. And it actually gave me, that's what inspired me to do it. Then I found out I was pregnant when we started doing it. I was like, God is just giving me like all these hurdles, but we're going to do this. But it actually, I think being in quarantine is really what inspired me, because I think so many times, like, and I knew I wanted to do something. For me, I was like, what does authentic mean? And I think when we all were sitting in our houses with nowhere to go, like, I would go on Instagram sometimes and I would just unfollow people that I'm like, you have no idea, like, do you pay attention to what's happening in the world? Do you care? And I think it just gave me this outlook of everyone in this, and every woman that I'm picking is, I think for me, it was redefining what influence means. And even for me, like influencer, like that word, and followers and likes and all of that, we get so desensitized to it and stuck in, like, the people you pick often for things are like, I think, and I experience when people ask me to do something, they don't know anything about me, but they're like, oh, she's Jonathan Stewart's wife and she has X amount of followers. And, just the way that we qualify other women and people and just what gives them value. And for me, it was, I want to celebrate women that are doing real things, and having been, having a job in finance and that kind of being my identity, and then becoming a mom and being like, well, I'm just a mom. And then I was like, I'm a mom. Like, this is a lot. And just being able to celebrate all women for the different things that they do and bring to the table, and redefining what is what influence is, and it's not the idea of being an influencer. It's what are you giving back to the world? What is your voice? What is it? What value is it adding beyond kind of superficial things that we just get trained? And kind of what you're saying, social media is a double-edged sword, because it's this resource, if we use it the right way, that we can connect authentically and in a real way, or it can be something where you follow people, and what if we just never met? And I mean, I knew we would, but a lot of people that you just don't ever meet in real life, and you don't ever bring it to a real connection. And I think we miss out on a lot of those things when we qualify people by the wrong criteria.
Ooh, that was a word. I just need to, can y'all just, that was it. I was like, where's the collection plate? Okay. But this is a perfect, I'm going to tee you up, Vita, because when Natalie brought up the qualifying things, like the labels, the limits that we put on, first of all, people in general, right? I thought about the activity you did at an event we both were at, Who You Be. Y'all, this activity was lit. There was not a dry eye in the building. I mean, I was like, call my mama. But what I loved about the Who You Be is you challenged people to introduce themselves, not by what they did, but by who they were. And all of these women were crying. And it reminds me of our conversations that we had about showing up authentically in who you are, true. So what was that moment for you, Davita, where you said, like in your life, where you said, you know what? I'm going to show up like this. Y'all going to get it like this. And you're welcome. Like with the Who You Be.
This question. So I think for me and for a lot of women, we experience a lot of things growing up, right?
Yeah.
A lot of ugly, a lot of good, a lot of bad, if you will. And so I think for me, when I finally decided to do me and like go hard with it, was so I was in New York, got into a little trouble or whatever, in New York. But it's just when I was living my life and I lost myself, honestly, in that moment. I thought I was pursuing what I wanted, what I needed, but ultimately I realized that it's already in me, sis. Like I got it already, born with it actually. And thank you. And when I saw that, it came to me, this is going to sound so crazy, but after my trouble in New York, I'm back home in Winston. Like my mom, she snatched me, okay? She snatched me from New York, back in Winston. And, I'm in bed depressed for a really, really long time. And I started like doodling and writing and leaning into my art and my creativity, finding myself again. Yeah. And honestly, it was at that moment when I thought it was my lowest, honey. That was literally me like bouncing back, okay? And like this point right here was such an impetus in my life. It made me finally decide to go and get my first like really, really visible tattoo. It may be a little to y'all, but like, I don't know. I was about 27 when I first got my tattoo on my hand, and it says life and Vita, up under it. And for me, that's a sign for me. It's a daily reminder to live my life, to do me. And I see it everywhere, right? So I don't have to conform, transform to whoever you want me to be. That was when I decided I'm going to do me. And, if I'm not able to get like a typical regular job, that's fine. I'm going to have to grind and hustle this thing out. And I mean, I guess no looking back. I mean, I'm out here. Yeah, I'm out here. No looking back. And so that was when I decided I'm just going to do me. And I think more of us need to just lean into that thing, just lean into that thing that keeps you up at night, that you can't stop thinking about, that you want to do in your downtime.
Come on.
Like, that's your gift. That's your purpose. And so all those things made me realize that I got to go get it no matter what.
Okay, so y'all ready to have church? Because we about to cue the band, praise break. No, but that's so good. And thank you for sharing that too, sis. And it also kind of inspires a question that I have for Meredith. You bring up Dad, Thad, Chad. And I don't want to explain it. I want you to tell the people, but... Oh, was that a praise break? Was that a praise break? Oh, don't play with me, y'all. I'm Pentecostal deep down inside. Move the chairs. Que ose. And his family here, don't play with me. We will go Pentecostal. Because Davita, you laughing because you not tear this place up. Tear this floor up. We at the Blumenthal. God is good. Hold on. I had a moment. I really went Pentecostal, but Meredith, we could go Pentecostal after you answer this. So you bring up Thad, Chad, and Dad. And it also brings up this theme of men and the role that they play too in supporting women, but also how they inspire us in very unique ways. So I want you to share with the audience this Chad, Dad, Thad, and how it inspired you to show up on a unapologetically you.
I love this. This is gonna be a great story. I think we all have those moments in life, even really small ones. Maybe the other person doesn't remember them, but you will carry it forever. And that's why words really matter. And you're very intentional with your words, Ohavia, and I appreciate that so much. You are. And so Brad, Chad, Thad, and Dad. We'll get into it. So Brad was the high school teacher that gave me detention because I spoke up about female reproductive rights. Then we have, let's see, did I start with Brad?
Brad.
Yeah, and also we changed the names for anonymity here. Right. Then we got Chad. So Chad is the college fraternity guy that told me that the idea for my company was stupid, that no one needed a personal website, an online portfolio. Right. And I was too young to start a business. Yeah. Then let's move on. Let's see, Brad, Thad, Chad. So now we have Chad. This is the guy in my career that was convinced there's no way that I could be creating the websites as a woman. Where's my coder? Or someone who's doing engineering for my studio. There's no way it could be me. And also that I needed to marry rich and that I needed to smile more when I was working. How many women have gotten you need to smile more when you're working?
Oh, well, we'll be here all day, sis, if we get into the angry.
Yes. And then we have Dad. And so Dad has been unbelievably supportive of me since I was a child. I mean, instead of buying me clothes for Christmas, he helped me incorporate my business. And he's been supporting women globally since he was my age when I started my business. So we build girls' schools, wells, and clinics in Western Kenya. And that's where a portion of my proceeds go for Dean's List. But someone that is unapologetically supported women, not just locally as daughter, but internationally too. So we have those negative moments, and then we have the most incredible, long-lasting moment. And it's those words that have propelled me to be where I am, and I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah. Shout out to Dad.
Shout out to Dad. Yeah.
And Brad, Thad, and Zad.
All the ads.
Yeah, that's all they were. They add up. Come on with the bars. Meredith, you got bars? Don't play with me today. No, but I'm so glad that you brought that up. And also the resilience, right? And Natalie, I'm going to tee you up with this. Let's talk resilience is, listen, dope, phenomenal mom, phenomenal wife, phenomenal all the things, right? Literally, I'm not just saying that. Like, I watched you do the darn thing, like that whole Beyonce thing, give birth and then be back at, like, I was like, yo, this woman is phenomenal. What? You know what I'm saying? You said quietly. Look, and you're showing up here, and I'm so appreciative. So what is that moment in your life? Let's talk resilience, where you were like, you know what? I'm going to get past this. I'm going to get through this, and then we're going to use the platform with purpose, where you decided truly to be unapologetically Natalie.
Anyone that knows me knows I give the real answers for things, and there's no, like, pretty version of it. But I married my college boyfriend, and that did not work out, is the quick version. But when we were together, I went through this phase, like, in my 20s of, like, posting a picture and, like, needing everything to look good. And I remember not talking to my friends when things were bad because I was embarrassed for them to not think my marriage was perfect. And I just felt this, I did this and it has to be good, and not wanting to let people, like, into my pain, or, afraid to feel judged, or, and ask Elizabeth's one of my best friends now. I call her with everything. She probably knows everything about our marriage, our poor husbands. But, like, just going through that and that feeling of, it was really sad and hard, and it was embarrassing. And I was like, I'm that girl that got divorced in my 20s, and why didn't I know better? And not expecting that, as with everything, you realize God's plans are bigger than your own. And I think for me, like, going through that embarrassment and just the humility of, it doesn't matter what your life looks like. If you go to bed and you're not happy, and you wake up and you're not walking in your purpose, and you're not, you don't feel whole and like yourself, that's more important than what it looks like to other people. And I think just that freedom of, I want people in my life I can call when things aren't good, and that I don't feel the pressure or the need. And obviously in our life, sometimes it's hard because I do feel a pressure of, be a responsibility of, just being a wife and being a couple that we, things we want to do in the community. Like sometimes it is a pressure of, we have to have it together because how can we give to other people if we're unqualified and if we're not perfect? And I think what I went through kind of gave us the freedom of, nobody has it together. And even like the mom bounce back, like it is the last 3 months has been a lot and a roller coaster, and it has been really hard. And anyone that has had a baby knows that, that's rough, and having people in your life that love you for you. And for me, it was going through an experience of pretending to be happy and good, and the freedom of I don't have to be happy and good. I can be whatever I am. And I want people in my life that support that and that love me for that. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's my friend, guys. That's my friend. No, I love that. And you also bring up a really good point about having the people around you, because I'm big on that. I mean, some of my favorite people are in the building today. I love y'all so much, but also here on this stage, which is like, it means the world to me. So, Davita, I want to talk a little bit about that. Like, let's talk about the importance of having that tribe, having that circle, having those people, especially as a woman in business, that can lift you up, pray for you, and make sure you're straight. Because sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot.
Oftentimes it's a lot.
Yeah.
Most times it's a lot,
Every time it's a lot.
Every day is something, But I think as women, we know how to juggle, okay? We hold up the world. We know how to do so many things at the same time. And so, like, having this kind of, first of all, conversation where you can just have safe space.
Yeah.
Have just genuine conversation. Like, this alone is tremendous support for me. And for others, just a place, a space where you can share ideas, bounce ideas, and show up and cry, and laugh. A lot of crying, right? But it's all worth it. Again, it's all worth it. And I have to give my brother his flowers, okay?
Okay.
We gonna do that. Is that a question coming later? But
no. Do it now.
Okay. Talk about support. I want to talk about a male who gives me support, okay? Because it was at that time back in Winston. Of course, he, is my brother. He's my little brother, younger brother, but sometimes he try to be my big brother. Oh, y'all know how that go? Okay, sometimes he try to be big bro. Chill, like relax.
Chill, tranquilo.
Yeah, relax. But it was like, a time where I wasn't doing so great. And we had a conversation, and he saw me, he saw me and heard me, like heard my cry, literally heard my cry. And I'm forever grateful for him. He understands my struggles as an artist, as a Black woman, and just trying to do and be in a world who tells you otherwise, who tries to stifle who you are and tells you who you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to act and what you're supposed to look like and all these things. I'm not really here for it. And, was having that conversation. I mean,
I'm not really
here for it. Not really here for it. No. And I was having a conversation with my brother, and just sharing. And he was like, okay, Davita, so what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? And I told him, I was like, I just want to create. I want to do me. Like at the time I am still very much interested in fashion, but I was like, I just want to be a costumer and a wardrobe designer. And at the time I was customizing hats and doing a few other things. So he was like, okay, so we're going to do it together. Aww. Like he gave me the yes at that time that we continuously and happily and gratefully give others today. Literally. Like literally. It was because of his yes that allowed us to open our doors. It was his support. It was him holding my hand, signing the lease, doing all the things, giving me the yes so we can give yeses to others. Okay. And so I can't, I would be severely remiss to not talk about that support, particularly from him. Okay.
Listen, I love me some Dion. Dion is absolutely impeccable.
I love me some Dion. Yeah.
Dion is the truth. Not to mention, when we talk sneakers, that man is about that life. Okay. And he just shows up like, and I love that you brought up your brother. He's like a big brother for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like you show up at Dump and Swahili, he be like, what's going on?
Right.
I'm good, Dion. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Meredith, I wanted to ask you as well. So let's go back to the Dean's List dinners, right? And how you invite all of these women together to eat and just have safe space. I want to go back to that because I'm big on that. Lead with love is like a life. It's not just some cute lingo. Like I believe in safe space. So when we think about those dinners, put your phone away, turn off. You don't have to be on. Why was that an important part of the dinners? Like putting the phone away, no social media. Why did you put that along with the experience?
Your network is your net worth. And a lot of people have probably heard that several times. Your network is your net worth. And social capital, I think, is the most important thing that we can have. You can't buy friends. You cannot buy authentic connections.
Say that again.
So I think when you invest in people, truly, you are sitting and you are looking them in the eye, which unfortunately that seems like an art that's going away because everyone is stuck to their devices.
Yes.
We need to truly find those spaces, create those spaces, and bring people together that may have never met otherwise. And that's something that you did tonight. I would love for the people in the audience to maybe to try and reach out to a new person today. Just one new person a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it is incredible. And there's no excuse not to do it too. No. Whether you send a LinkedIn in-mail to someone, whether, I mean, I'm serious. There's
in-mail.
There's endless ways to connect, but how do we create those authentic connections? And also doing your research. I love that Natalie was mentioning. Some people reach out to her. They don't even know exactly who she is, but really understanding, all the different nonprofits that you guys are about. Maybe listening to your story about Dion tonight. And reaching out and getting to know you. And so I'm just so grateful that you put these people together in one room. And I hope that we can find ways to all connect tonight, especially during Women's History Month. Let's look for a way to uplift some female-owned businesses.
I'm with it, sis. I'm with it. And you bring up a really good thing, too, is do your research, huh? I'm sorry, my Shondo, Chakra, and Shanae felt that. Because here's the thing. No, for real. I'm about to hop on my soapbox. I promise I'm gonna hop back off. But that's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of times we reach out to people. First of all, you don't know what people are going through. Second of all, is you want to be very cognizant about people and their gifting, right? What they do and who they are beyond what you see. And so I'm so glad that, right? You felt that.
You're so good at that. You're someone that immediately finds people's talents and you bring it out. Even the questions you've asked tonight. This is one of the reasons why you're so successful. You find the things that make us excited, that we're passionate about, and we want to talk about it, and it lights us up. So that shows how good of an interviewer you are too.
Meredith with the 93. Meredith with the 93. Is that the highest? That's the highest gas, right? Okay. So, Natalie, I want to bring it back to you. So one thing that I admire about you, too, is this, again, being authentic, being real. You always show up authentic and real. And there was even a moment on social media where it was like, listen, we need to have some tough conversations with some people, straight up, because I was in it. I was involved. Loved it. Great season. I wanted to ask, great season. Loved it. Run it back. I wanted to ask, what was the moment in your life that inspired you to advocate for others? And I think a lot about the scripture where it's like, for those who can't speak for themselves, for those who are poor, just like all the things, and how you show up. And like biblically, it's amazing. So what was that one time in your life where you were like, you know what? I'm sticking up for who I got to stick up for.
I read this question and I read it to Jonathan and we kind of laughed because we have this look. I'm the person, I'm just like a justice seeker. It's who I am. I was born that way. Yeah. My dad's that way. His whole career has been, he worked for the government and then in every situation switched sides and he's an attorney, but would represent the people of whatever the scenario was. And so I grew up just seeing how he advocated for people that had been through difficult things. And maybe it wasn't what was going to be financially beneficial for him, but just doing the right thing. I think growing up, my dad met her when he was in the Peace Corps and she'd moved to the United States. She had 2 kids when he married her. She did not speak English. She did, but had a lot to learn. And when I was younger and being mixed, people sometimes thought my mom was my nanny and didn't, or would see me with my dad. And it was always, but I would see how people would treat my mom and sometimes kind of talking down to her, me having to kind of defend her. And I would be probably in like 3rd grade, I don't know the year, but just someone like speaking disrespectfully to her. Yeah. And I would just kind of black out, but it was like defending my mom. Yeah. And so I think I grew up with kind of that feeling. And then, you know, it turned into I learned in my 20s to pick my battles, and I'm still choosing my battles. And it's a struggle, but like when you are like leading with love, like that to me is always remembering when someone else is acting a certain way, like the sensitivity of you don't know what they're going through. But I think also for me and my, you know, life and where I am now, you talk about like platforms and having a voice and, you know, the power of social media. And kind of the way I see it, like I just fell into this world of, you know, and with Jonathan, like he's more used to it because he's had a platform since he was, you know, however old, and has always had that as an athlete. And then I had to remember, like, well, I'm your wife, and so in some ways I'm an extension of, you know, of you, and I can't just go on Instagram and bash the NFL when I want to, and I have to, you know, be sent. I mean, I probably still did that sometimes.
There's ways
so
to do things.
forgive me, but just, you know, there are sensitivities of you can't just say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I've learned that the hard way. I'm still learning it, but I just think for me, I'm like, God gave me this platform, and whatever it's worth, if 5 people hear it, or if it's, but just for me, it's just this feeling of like what's right is right. And if nobody hears what you have to say, like to me, like I just have this like feeling inside of me if someone's not protected or not being taken care of, and something I have to say, or any like using your influence or whatever you want to call it, to be able to call something out. And especially if I question it, if I'm like, well, this person it might hurt their feelings, or it might, what if we don't if it affects an endorsement deal that he has, or if anything like that noise comes in, I'm like, I'm saying it then, because that means like, I'm not going to not say something because of being afraid of how it's going to make someone else feel if it's the right thing. And so for me, it's just really trusting my instincts and my gut. And if something just doesn't feel right or sit well with me, then if it offends someone, then, you know, you're probably not my friend anyways, so it's okay.
It's real simple. 1 + 1 is 2.
But you know, what's right is right, and we talk. And I've called you sometimes when I'm like, am I just hormonal, and is this like, you know, and checking yourself, like asking your friends, like, is this something that what do you think about this before just, and I think that is that being, you know, slow to speak, and you know, but really like, you know, just thinking that first, and before you do say something, and when you're wrong, also being, you know, the humility and the, you know, the grace and forgiveness that comes with being wrong. And I think that we've all been there, and but having people you can, like you, that we talk about things instead of just reacting. And I think, you know, kind of just trusting that instinct in you. And yeah.
Absolutely. Heavy on the retweet. And honestly, it goes back to lead with love, right? Creating safe spaces for people to share their experiences without dragging them. And that was something that meant a lot to me, because it's like, hey, listen, you don't know the dinner tables people ate at. You don't know the experiences that people had. And it's important that we remember that in every conversation. So I'm so glad you brought that up, sis. So listen, rapid fire, y'all. Advice that you would give a woman from college campuses to who's in her career, or, you know, maybe she just quit her full-time job and she like gonna figure it out. She like, we gonna do this business. What advice would you give to that woman on Women's History Month?
This is especially for my young women. Stop carrying your tampon like it's a bomb. Stop. I mean, I don't understand why women want to hide their tampon. We need to normalize menstrual cycles. Look at how many women in the world have periods. So let's talk about it. So many women don't even have access to tampons. They have to drop out of school at 13. And I don't care if it makes people uncomfortable. It's something that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
So hold your tampon proudly when you go to the bathroom.
Literally.
But something that's a little bit deeper.
Oh, all right. I was like,
something that's a little bit deeper, I would say, is don't burn bridges. Everyone is connected in this
say
world.
that again. I'm sorry.
Do not burn bridges. Everyone is connected in this world. Obviously, always stand up for what you believe in. But if everyone is connected, we can look for ways to connect with each other, and just think about the battles that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And maybe we won't be as quick to judge.
Yeah.
So try not to burn bridges.
Ooh. Don't burn bridges. That's a good one. That's a good one. Davita?
Cheers to the tampon comment. I was here for it. Yeah.
Retweet. No.
Right.
No.
So someone mentioned to me or said to me on a call recently, she said, because you be and because you do, so can I. That's it. That just resonates, and I feel that, you know. And so I think for college age women in general, period, show up as you are. in all spaces, in every spaces, and at every table and in every room. Like your voice, your perspective is unique on purpose.
Yeah.
You're filled with purpose, okay? And if you show up in every color, fine. Do you? Don't be afraid of yourself and of the power that you possess. That's what I would say. I would also say if you're the loudest one in the room, fine. If you're the quietest one in the room, fine. So long as you're comfortable and okay with who you are and how you show up. That's what I would say.
Retweet. That's how it goes. Natalie?
I have so many things, but I think surround yourself with good people. And I think, like our pastor that married us, I'm probably butchering this, but says something like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, kind of. Just like look at who's around you and who do you have in your circle and who do you have to support you. And I think don't be afraid to ask dumb questions. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to fail. Nobody got to where they are because they knew everything. They learned the hard way. So use in those people, like, who are your resources? And I think of even with this issue, Elizabeth hates me right now for saying her name again up here, but
who?
Elizabeth Rose. But she this for Charlotte lately, I literally things like, how do you take payments from people? How do you, and she has, just to brag on her, like one of the most amazing businesses, and how we became friends was through authentically supporting each other, and some people that didn't. And so we kind of gravitated towards each other, and like, you support me, I support you, and that's how it should be. And like that loyalty in a friend. And like, I would call her up in moments where I was like, I should just know how to do this. Like, I worked in finance. I helped build businesses. Why don't I know how to, like, I don't know these parts of it. And she literally like helped me at one point, like, pack boxes. Like she brought her team down, and I like sold these magazines, and I was like, how do I ship them to people? Like, who do you buy boxes and tape from? And how do you, just those basic things. And I think there are all these people with great ideas, and this, like having a business, someone has to teach you that. And not everybody also, and this is very much a privilege thing, not everybody has resources around them to where you can just call up a friend and someone that's done this and can, some people have are blessed with people that have been successful and someone that their parents can call, and not everyone has that. And for me, like, she taught me how, like, she built her business, and she could have easily protected that and been like, no, I worked hard to do this, you Google it, you figure it out. And I think coming from that place of she has a business, she doesn't have to help me, but having people around you that want you to succeed and that want to give you the knowledge, and they learned the hard way or made mistakes or used the wrong, I don't know how to like software or whatever. But the things that, someone
the
that wants,
www.
but that wants to build a website, if they could, you could either teach them that or, be like, well, I did it. And I think just having people in your life that want to see you succeed and for you, not for them or because they're going to be thanked or whatever it is. And so I think that's, you need those people around you that can teach you, and to not be too prideful to ask for help.
Wow, not be too prideful to ask for help. Y'all give it up for, come on. So listen, if people want to support all the things that you're doing, please share your socials for meaningful connections. Go, Meredith.
Well, this is going to be the first time I announce this, but we, as the Dean's List, are going to be doing the first 20 under 20 awards. This is the first time you're hearing it publicly in Charlotte, North Carolina. So you've heard of 30 under 30, 40 under 40. We want to highlight the young trailblazers who are going to change the city.
On.
I'm so excited. And we need to uplift these young leaders. So you can find us on Instagram at My Dean's List, www.thedeanslist.me, and then I'm at Marinator on Instagram.
Okay.
Thank you.
Meredith Dean, the queen, never me.
No, you're the queen.
Yeah, no, that's
Never
us.
me.
Davita?
So you can Google. Davita Galloway. My website, the Davita Galloway. I'm just playing, y'all. You can my website, thedavitagalloway.com. It has tabs to all businesses: Dublin Swat, Crown Keepers, Hugh House, and social, the Davita Galloway.
Yeah, man.
On everything. Yep.
On everything.
On everything.
Yes. And Natalie?
I actually just reactivated my Instagram. I got rid of it for a few weeks, and everyone needs to do that.
Wasn't it awesome?
It was so nice.
Yeah.
But I brought it back for this, and just to see, I was excited to share it with people. But Natalie, Stewart, the T is a 1. I copy Jonathan. It's confusing, but you'll find us, and at Charlotte lately.
Hey, y'all give it up for the amazing my sisters. I love y'all. I love y'all. Listen, y'all are absolutely amazing. I'm gonna hug you, and then yeah, let's get to it. Baddie number one. Bring it in. Mwah. Love you so much, sis. Y'all give it up for Meredith. All right, my love. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stage. Davita, baddie number two. Davita Galloway.
I love you, sis. Thank you so much for this, okay? You did a wonderful job, okay? Know that, okay? That's what happens when sequins.
Sequence got stuck. Too much sparkle. And last but certainly not least, my sis, Natalie Stewart. I love you. Y'all. So I said I wasn't gonna cry, and I'm gonna wait. Mommy, I love you. I see you. Love you. So y'all, listen, it's so important that we remember all of the women in our lives, right? So these are only some of the many awesome women that I know and that I love. And here's what I want my online familia to do is name somebody in the chat that you absolutely love, a woman who has impacted you. It could be your mama, it could be a teacher, it could be whoever, because it's so important that we remember those people, right? And I think a lot of times we get caught up in not only social media stuff, but also like we get caught up in the labels and in the titles people tell us to be. And so I just want to remind all of my amazing familia, listen, you bigger than the label, and the label limits you, okay? So walk in your purpose on purpose, and don't let nobody tell you what it is. You discover what it is and stay true. 10 toes down. Nipsey Hussle. All right. So I'm so excited, y'all. Y'all excited about the musical act? Listen, y'all. I will never forget. So I met Cyanca serving. So literally, DJ Fannie Mae, shout out to sis. We was out there serving our tent city neighbors, and literally, Cyanca was out there. We were all packing bags and just. And the reason why I tell this story is because it's important, right? A lot of times I feel like you meet people at certain places, and it's like, but to meet somebody while serving, that hits different. So y'all, it gives me great pleasure to bring up the impeccable, the iconic, the phenomenal Cyanca. Y'all, please give it up and enjoy this amazing performance.
What's up, Charlotte? Y'all look amazing. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of songs for y'all tonight, and yeah, let's get to it. How the poet crack and looking for the Lord, saying please save the baby, 'cause she's going crazy. Fell out of love with my second love.
Then I turned on the radio, and I heard a beautiful song.
Hey, it was Erica Badu.
It was Erica Badu.
It's a vibe.
It was Erica Badu. It was Erica Badu.
Badu. She helps me through my blues. I can't lose. Badu. Let me spit some. Listen, I've been chilling in the house all day. I've been chilling on the couch all day. Broke it off with my spouse last May. Still can't get no thoughts about my way. Stormy clouds up above, shining lights and silhouettes of a dove. You can aim for my one, just don't aim for my love. Like a light of blunt, this is fire from lungs. Got a higher on mine, we don't work for the fun time. Trying to find it where we hide the silver lining. This is platinum when you flip the rhyming to the maximum. Tell me if it's diamonds, draw some drums on them. Tell me if it's rhyming. I was out there lying, never find it. I was playing Simon Says, now I am telling Simon.
Ooh, this is how it's supposed to be. The way God spoke to me, now wave on.
Wave on, yeah. Wave on, Yeah, way fine. Yeah, yeah. That song was called Badu. Yeah. And this next song, this is called Home. And I wrote this song with the mindset of always staying true to who you are. You know, we survived the pandemic, you know. So this is called Home. Yeah. Listen. Leave me. There ain't nothing out there for me. You don't know the trouble that I see. Talking about it only who finds me. Minds me of the constant pain I feel from this void in my chest. All these silent tears over years are the best kept smile. No, I ain't going outside for no one. I'm not really hiding. The world know where to find me. Wherever I go, they find me. I might as well stay home. Yeah. I stay home. Yeah. Leave me. Leash should be brown like the grass green. While I'm to the head that it passed me. Damn, I played it well if you ask me. Ask me. But I'm searching for a high that I ain't seen yet. All these silent tears over years are the best kept smile. No, I ain't going outside for no one. I'm not really hiding. The world know where to find me. Wherever I go, they find me. I might as well stay home. Yeah. I stay home. Yeah. 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 Wherever I go, they find me. Yeah. I'm staying home. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. All right, this next song, this is one of my biggest songs with over 1 million plays. And we're gonna vibe on this. So I know y'all comfortable. If y'all wanna get up, y'all can, but we're gonna really vibe on this song. This song has been on Solection, it's been on Revolt TV, but this is called New Phone Who This. So let's go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a vibe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say new phone, who this? Yeah, I'm gonna have y'all saying it by the end of the song. So get ready. Listen. Yeah. Paper. I'm getting this paper. If you can't go inside with my mind, we can't lay up. Yeah. I be flexing. I be flexing. Yeah. If you really ain't tryna grind, we can't be texting. What? Cause I've been rolling. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been rolling. Oh, yeah. Break it down. I say ding down to my queen, down. Ding down to my queen, down. Ding down to my queen, Top, tiptoe to my queen. Yeah, to the top I say paper. Yeah, I'm getting this paper. What? If you can't go inside with my mind, we can't lay up. What? Hey, I be flexing. Let me see you, huh? I be flexing. Yeah. If you really ain't tryna grind, we can't be texting. Yeah. Cause I've been rolling long. Hey, yeah. Oh, I've been rolling long. Yeah. Oh, I say new fall. Who this? New fall. Yeah, who this? I say new fall. Who this? Yeah, new fall. Let me hear you say. I say. Who this? Say new fall. What? Who this? What? Let's go. Say who this? I say new fall. Who this? New fall. Who this? I say new fall. Who this? New fall. Say who this? New fall. Who this? Say new fall. Who this? Hey, hey, yeah. Listen, this is about women history. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you. It means so much. Like, it's so important to me. But yeah.
Who this?
Hey,
New phone.
What? Who this? Yeah. New phone. What? Who this? New phone. Let's go.
Who this? Listen, y'all, give it up for Cyanca.
Thank you.
Okay, so listen, I want the people to just bask in all of the amazingness that you bring. So tell people a little bit about what you have coming up, how we can support you, and also tell people about some of the projects you've been working on. You've been featured everywhere. So just take this moment. I want to give you a flower, sis. Tell the people. Just tell the people.
Okay, so I am working on a 4 to 5 song EP right now. Thank you. It's scheduled to release this summer, somewhere midsummer. With the label. I just recently signed with a label during the pandemic last year. So it's not a pandemic, it's a bandemic. Okay, give them praise. Hey, you know, I'm Baptist.
No, we could take it there if you want to take it there. We got some people.
Woo! My feet got like, but yeah, so I have a project coming out. You can follow me on all social platforms. It's CYANCA.is. Cyanca is. I've been doing music for a long time.
That's a fact.
I grew up in the church, so this is nothing new to me. I was destined for this. And just to name some things, like I said, I got signed last year during a pandemic. I didn't know where my life was going, especially with all the venues and stuff closing. It's scary.
It was.
So God definitely showed up and showed out. And he let me know that it doesn't matter. Just keep going.
Do you want to shout now or like when we get to the back?
When we get to the back.
Okay, let's shout when we get to the back.
I'm Baptist. I don't know how to stop.
Oh. That's all right, sis. Neither do I. I love you. I'll give it up a seat. Woo! New phone. Who this? New phone. Ew, who this? I was so excited about that song. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was like, is New phone who this in the lineup? Her, she could do all 8 songs if she want. But y'all, this is the part of the show that's it feels like time flew by. And it's very weird because it's like, man, I was in the back, bubble guts, and now here we are. You know, we family, what's that? But I really was nervous. I was like, Lord, I just want this to be everything. And I just want to say thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for pulling up online, offline. I tell people this all the time. I have the best life. And what I love is not even material things, because to know me is to know, look, I've been in places where my stuff was in a garbage bag to like now we got dresses and drawers. That's not the point. But the point is literally like I'm just so grateful that you all just continue to pull up, and it just makes my heart so glad, right? And before we go, I wanted to leave y'all with this. So the theme is Women's Incorporated, true. But with everything going on from the shooting in Atlanta, as y'all know, all the way to our friends in Boulder, Colorado. There's a lot going on in the world. And even this week alone, I was like, woo, just trying to bring positivity with so much evil in the world. It's like, so now what, right? And I was inspired by this scripture, 2 Corinthians 8:13-15. I'm only read 2 lines. It's our desire is not that others might be relieved while you are hard pressed, but that there might be equality, right? And the goal is equality, as it is written. The one who gathered much did not have too much, and the one who gathered little did not have too little. So what is the scripture saying, friends? It's at the end of the day, I'm not asking for anybody else to be hard-pressed while this party is lifted. I'm not asking for this person to feel what it's like to have hardship while these people soar. Equality, leading with love. We do this better together, and it's important for us as a world to get this, right? It's important for us to remember that when we are giving gifts, it's given without repentance. Use it, right? Give it freely, live freely, love freely, right? So listen, friends, take that scripture with you because it's important. Look, I'm not asking for you to be hard-pressed, and I know you ain't asking for me to be hard-pressed because I'm going to say what's next, right? But it's so important for us to remember that the goal is equality so that whoever has too little, it's not too little, and whoever has too much is not too much because we bring everything that we have together, okay? But before we go, okay, I told you I'm Pentecostal deep down inside, sis. But before we go, I do want to shout out a couple people, and I know this is live, but like, can we put up house lights because I really want people to see who is doing what and how they do it. So I got to give it up. So listen, the production team. I got to give it up to Lloyd Visuals, Malik, Khalil, Najim, Luna, who is phenomenal, DJ. All y'all give a hand for yourselves. Eugene, Will. Man, I gotta listen, I believe in giving honor where it's due. I love you so much, Lloyd Visuals and the family. Listen, I knew Khalil for like mad years, and that's how you know it's a lot. You just go mad years. And so that's my brother, and it feels so good to be working with Family Have Family here. I have to give a shout out to the Blumenthal stage door. Y'all, so I wanted to save this story. I found a photo in my phone, remind me to show it to y'all, of when I spoke for an organization a couple years back, and I took a photo in front of the Blumenthal sign, like real talk show-ish, like y'all know how to do that. And I was like, that's so crazy, and it came up in my feed, and so I just feel like things come full circle. So shout out to the Blumenthal, but I gotta shout out Blues, okay? Blues who opened this door, Blues who, he called me one day and he was like, oh, Havia, have you ever thought about the O show at the Blumenthal? I said, Blues, don't play with me. I will cry. But he was serious. And Blues, thank you so much for all the doors that you open, continue to open. Also, Dope Balloon Backdrop. Shout out to Confetti Castle by Tiffany. Love you, Tiffany. So Tiffany just took the brand colors and went crazy. And I was very here for it. So Tiffany, thank you so much. Also, shout out to Extravaganza. Who else? Shout out to my mama now. Peekaboo. She like, don't call me. Don't call me out. Shout out to my siblings, my sister, my brothers. And shout out to all of y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Today's also my Nana's birthday, y'all. And so I'm just like, I'm not gonna cry. You just, I love you, Nana. Thank you so much. And you know, it's funny because you see how history shows up. Super inspired by both my nanas on both sides. I come from a lineage of strong women. My nana went from picking cotton to like working for, what was it, my Century 21? Century 21. Also, my grandmother, Randy, shout out to Randy, who's about that life, was in New York trading floors with my father, had him when she was 18, about that life, retired. And shout out to just my mom, who just, and I ain't gonna go because y'all already know I ain't got no lash glue. But I just wanna say shout out to all the women and all the people, and shout out to y'all, to the amazing audience. I don't even call y'all audience, I call y'all family. You know how I rock. But I love y'all, so please give a round of applause for yourselves. You could be anywhere, not hanging out with this weirdo. So I just want to say I love y'all. Thank you so much. And we ain't going to just go out like go out, you know, so we got to do a little freestyle. So can somebody help me? Because, no, with a beat. Dom, I'm not going to call you up again. Don't shake. Dom's like, No, Dom, it's fine. All right, y'all, so no music. No music. Here we go. What I got? I got a lot. What I got? I got a lot. What I got? It's the O show here. Yes, it's so amazing. When you see me come and understand, you gon' behave. Bringing positivity, you know it's new and it's lit. When you see O show, it's like, okay, O sick. Here we go. I'm not sick, but I bring the vibes. It's the O show live, and we gonna smize. Keep your mask with 6 feet and sanitize, because you know what it was. Yeah, y'all are all the prize. Say, go amazing. Go amazing. Go amazing. Go, make stallion knees. I love y'all. We out. See ya.